Sorry, I'm trying to ensure the class is on record. All right. So like I was saying, the last button that we don't have here yet is the tweet button. This button that we don't have yet. So let's bring that into our environment. So we are going to use our button element to do that. Then inside here we'll pass in capital T tweets. Please, that person should mute his mic. So we are going to give this button a class. I'm going to give this button a class. Please, can you hear me? Can everyone
Yes,
hear
sir.
me? Okay. So I'm going to give this button a class. So the class I'm giving this button is not subscribe button. I'm going to give it tweets btn. Tweets btn. By now we should understand what this is all about. Okay. So this class that I gave it here, I'll go to my internal styling. I'll copy it. Now since it's a class, remember I'll put a dot there, right? To call it dots. Then I pass in my class name. So I'm having my curly brace open and close. This is what this AI generated for me. All right, now what I'm having here now, the background color is this, the color is what is this, the padding top, I believe you understand this, padding top, padding bottom is 10 pixels, then padding left, padding right is 20 pixels, the border is set to be none. All right, the border is set to be what is set to be none. Then we also have border radius presently is set to be 2 pixels, but that's not what we want because this one is like a curve. Then the cursor is set to be pointer. So what I'm going to do for you now, since I have a border radius, I want it to become a curve. My top, my padding top and padding bottom is 10 10. So 10 plus 10 will give me what, 20. So if I pass 20 as my border radius here, I'll be in a good shape. You can see that this thing is now what is rounded what button kind of. All right, so I think this button is kind of thicker than the button I'm looking at. Let's make it this one something like 29 155 then 240. 29 155, then the last one is 240, so that it will look like the original. So this is what I want, this is what I have here. All right, so now you observe that there is a space between this guy and this guy, and that space is coming from the margin words. This one is giving a margin left. All right, a margin left of 10 pixels. This one is giving a margin left of what, of 10 pixels. So if I comment this one out, all right, to be very close. Remember we said in our last class that margin is the space inside words, inside an element, while padding is the space outside words and element. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, the next we
Yes, sir.
all right, the next we are looking at is Vanessa in this place? Vanessa, are you there? She's not there, have you?
No, she's not.
All right, the next we are going to look at is the effect that we have on this particular body. You see, when the cursor gets to this particular point, this button, the color graded out, kind of, it faded away. This one is turning toward to blue, while this one is bringing a box shadow. So in that case now, that is what they call when the cursor is on the element and it changes whatever effect you call. That kind of effect is what they call a pseudo class. All right, pseudo class is divided into, there are many kind of pseudo class: the over pseudo class, the active pseudo class, the after pseudo class, and the before pseudo class. All right, the child pseudo class and the parent pseudo class. But the pseudo class that is responsible for this is called the overword pseudo class. So I'm going to go straight to my subscribe button. So if you want to pass in a pseudo class like that, the first thing is get your what, the name, which is what, subscribe button. All right, I'll get the name, which is what, subscribe button. You can see that I have a column called what, I pass in what, over. Then the background color is coming like this, but this is not what is going on here. So I'm going to remove this. All right, what is actually going on here is retaining the original color, but the color faded out. So for the color to fade out like that, there is a property in CSS called opacity. Now, opacity has two value. Opacity is either 0 or 1. Alright, when opacity is 0, please pay attention to this. When opacity is 0, it means that when the cursor get there, you see that that button disappear. It faded out. It's not that it disappeared actually. It's just that it faded what? It faded out. Alright. But when the opacity is 1, alright, what you observe that the color remain despite the fact that who is that? Ah, please, somebody should repost the link for this Oga.
I'll do that.
And something I even pinned it to. Please help me to repost it. Thank you.
I think it's a new person that was added recently.
Okay, please help me to repost the link. Can we continue?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now the opacity is 1. You notice that when the when the cursor get there, it still remained there. But this particular sample here, it faded out. So it means that I have to have values between 0 and what? 1. So if I say 0. What? 0.5, see what's going to happen here. Are you seeing that the color faded kind of when it get there? All right. So that's what is going on here now. But let's give it 0.8 so that it will not be too obvious. Okay, that is the work of what? Opacity. Now another thing you see take note again is that when this button is clicked, are you seeing that? Please pay attention to this. Oh, I am hovering on it, right? Then I click on it now. Do you see that the color faded more when I click on it? That kind of opacity is called what? That kind of pseudo class is called what? Active what? Pseudo class. So what I'm going to do, and this opacity change there again. All right. So I'm going to call my class name, which is what? Subscribe. My class name, which is subscribe. I'm calling what? My active what? Pseudo class. I'm not scaling anything. You see what scaling is doing? All right. You see this scaling? That's another properties I would like to explain later, not now. Okay. Let's just allow this on before now. So what I'm going to call here, this is active pseudo class. So I'm going to call the opacity. All right, I'm going to call the opacity. So this opacity, I'm giving it 0. What? 0.5. So when I give it 0.5, look at it. Please, that person, mute your mic. Mute your mic. You are disturbing. So when my cursor get to the button, you can see that the color changes, kind of faded out a bit. When I click on it, are you seeing that it faded more? So what is going on here now is the over effect, which is a pseudo class, and the active effect, which is another words pseudo class. Is that okay? And that is what's going on here too. I think this one is very obvious. So let me give this on 0.7. Let me give this on 0.4. So look at it now. Click. So that's that about that particular button. So let's come down here now. All right, you can see that this one is changing. So please, I would like you to do this one for me later, because this one is kind of simple. Can we attempt it? Hello.
Yes, sir. I think if you reduce the opacity, when you make it a little bit lower, like maybe 0.1, you can
Mm.
get this. I don't know if
Is it
that's
this one?
correct.
This one?
So the join.
No, no, no. What's going on here is actually background color. The over effect they now call background color. You can see that they flip it. So let's just do it. Let's go to join button. You know, join button now we use a ID selector. So this case now, I'm going to call my join button. All right. I'm going to call my join button. Uh, so you have to call the background color. All right. This is the background color, and the color is white. So the background color changes from here. You know, the background color here is white, but the color of the text here is blue. So you just flip it. So that's what is going on here. So if you put your cursor close to this one, now it changes. Are you seeing it?
Yes,
So it's not actually opacity that happened there, but there's still effect of opacity because when the cursor is on it, it changes, right? So the opacity there is when
yes,
you click on it. Because when you click on it, the color faded out kind of. Okay, so it means that I have to call my join button, then I now have to call the active word pseudo class. I'll call my join button, then I'll call the active word pseudo class. So if I pass this one here now, look at it now. If I come in here and I click, are you seeing that the effect is obvious, just like this one
yes,
that they have here? Okay, so that's the work of active. So this one is over effect. That's you just flip it. Background color will become the color that is inside the ID. All right, then the color itself will be the color that you gave to be the what, the text color, which is the background color. All right, which is the text color of your what, of your ID. So that's what is going on here. Now let's talk about this last one, which is there's something going on with this one. Are you seeing that this one is having a shadow? Where the cursor is on it, there is like it's as if there's a shadow coming from what? From inside out. Alright? And they still have what they call the active effects. Are you seeing it? Faded more.
yes,
So let's go to that side. So it means that I need to call the over effect of it. So the over effect of it, I'm not actually looking at what? Opacity. Alright, so I'll remove this opacity. So the properties that is responsible for this shadow coming out is what we call in CSS is actually called box shadow. All right, it's called what? Box shadow. Please let's pay attention to this. Now box shadow is carrying box shadow accept 4 parameters. All right, box shadow accept 4 parameters. It means that it accepts the horizontal, the vertical, the blur, then the color. So let me accept this. So this is the what, the horizontal value, this is the vertical value, this is the blur value, then this is the color. Shadow is always what? Is always black. So if I save this kind of and I hover on it, I see that there's a shadow on this thing. There's a shadow on it, but it's not working like the way this one is actually working. So I have to do some customization. So if you want to be my guest, you want to check if this one is actually uh, if this is actually horizontal, I can make this value to be big, let's say 30. All right, I make this one 30. I remove, let's say, the opacity and I give it 1 so that it will appear where. All right, so I save this now. Are you seeing it? So the shadow is going towards what? The horizontal direction. Please, are you with me? So if this one now is 0, if this one is 0, then this one is 30. You see that the shadow will move towards the vertical what? Direction. Are you seeing it? This is the vertical what? Direction. Now this is the blur. So if this one is 0 and this one is what? Just say this one is something like 50 pixels. So check. Are you seeing that it's like a light blowing from inside out? So that is the value for that. Then this one you see here is actually the what? The value for what? The color. So if peradventure now I turn this guy to red, no shadow is red though. So you can see that it will become what? Red. Please, is that understood? Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
So let's go back to the kind of effect that they have here. So what they have on their own is actually a black word shadow. So the black shadow, I'm going to give it 55 temp what pixels. 55. Then this one will be 10 what 10 pixels. Then I'm going to give it an opacity value for opacity of 0 point. Please, it should not be obvious. 0 0.5. So if you see it now, are you seeing that it's working like this one? Now I will say something. This one they added active effect because the color becomes what faded out kind of when it's clicked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call the tweets, then I'm going to call the active effect of what of it. Tweets. So I'm looking at the active of this guy. So the active of this guy, let me leave the opacity to be what 0 what 0.4. It means that if I click on it, are you seeing that it faded outward? It faded outward more. Victor, Victor, are you in this place now? Victor, are you with us? What's his name again?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening. I'm Victor. Please
Okay. All right, please. Based on what we have done here, please, any questions so far?
I discovered for the join, you are
Yes.
using the hashtag, but for tweet, you are using dot to call it. So, what is the difference between the two? Is it that that is customized, or
All right.
you can use the two?
I
You can
think
use anyone for them.
we started that with please, that person mute your mic, please.
You went to
Uh,
church.
so look out the please mute your mic so that it will not affect the recording. So the hashtag you are seeing here, remember we said there are three ways of calling CSS inside HTML. We said we have the element selector, the class selector, and the what the ID word selector. Now for the dots, which is this one, these dots is because in the button that I have here, in the subscribe button is a class that I use. So anytime you are using a class and you are calling that class inside your CSS, you have to put a dot before the class word name. Do you understand? But if you are using ID, because this join BTN I use what ID. So if you are using something like a ID, you have to use what hash word tag before you call your word your ID word name. So that's just the different. So one is for
Okay,
class, the other one is for ID.
okay,
Are we good?
yes,
Now, another thing we need to observe, if you notice that the flow of this button is slow compared to my own. My own is very fast. Very fast. Alright, this is very fast. My own is very fast. Now, this one is slow, but you may not this one is slow, but you may not know. The value they gave to it is a value that you is all those kind of 0.15 seconds, so you may not even detect it. But there's an effect there. Now that effect is what we call transition. All right, that effect is called transition because when I was writing the subscribe, I think one effect was now you saw transform. All right, you can do some minor effects on your own in your CSS. So for this subscribe now, for me to undo that, all right, I'll go to the class. All right, the class. So I will add that particular property called transition. All right, I will have that property called transition. Please, are you with me? Then when you have the property called transition, the next thing that you need to do, what are you transitioning? You are transitioning effect from your what? From your pseudo class. What is pseudo class that I have here? I have active pseudo class, I have over pseudo class, and I have what? Active or pseudo class, isn't it? And in my active pseudo class and my over pseudo class, the property that I use is called what? Opacity. Do you get that? So that's the property that I make use of. So I will call the opacity. It means that how do I want this opacity to what to be on my effect? So I can accept what these guys are giving me. So I said, okay, bring out the property of opacity at 0.3 seconds is We have ease in and we also have what? Ease out. So if you check this code now, all right, if you check this code now, you can see that it's still very fast because it's 0.3. Let's say I said something like 5 seconds, so that you go to see it will not be fast when it changed. It has not changed. It has not changed. So I think let me come back again. Let me save it. So begin to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after 5 seconds, it will what? It will ease out. Okay, but programmers don't allow it to what? To take time like this. You make it not to be what? Obvious, so that people will not know. So you can give it something like 0.15 what? Seconds. All right, you can give it 0.15 seconds so that it will not take too long before it was. That is not compulsory. You had it. So you can see that this transition now is taking place. Are you getting it now? So this one now, this join btn now, I'm going to come inside here. So this is my join button now. Where am I transitioning? I have two effects there. I have two pseudo class there, the over pseudo class and the what? And the active or pseudo class. And inside the over pseudo class, I have a background property. Then I have a what? A color property. Are you there? Inside the active pseudo class, I just have what? Opacity. And I want to have a transition. All right. I want to have a what? A transition. So what I'm going to use now is transition. I will call the background what? Property. The time that I want to use 0.15 seconds. I will also call the what? I will also call the color property. What time I want it to have effect on it? I want it to have effect at what? 0.15 seconds. I can add another thing like this one now, the active guy. I can say okay, I've already called. I can call the opacity also. Can call your opacity. All right, I can call the opacity and say okay, opacity should also be what? 0.15 seconds. It means that all these effects, all those classes that I've added to it, all those pseudo classes I've added to it, before they will be affected on it, it will take that duration. This 0.15 seconds. You can see it's just working like this one now. Just working like this. Okay, are you with me, guys? So
Yes, sir.
the little exercise I'm going to give you guys, you are going to have had that transition on this particular tweet button. Had that transition on this particular tweet button on your own. All right, I don't know, probably I will type it out. I'll have to type it out as an
Sir,
assignment.
sir,
Yes, I'm with you.
sir.
Which one is star?
Hello.
I'm with you.
Sorry, please, that opacity? What is it for? That's the function.
The what?
The function of the opacity.
Are you just joining us? Is that Vanessa?
No, that's
The
Robert.
function of opacity.
Robert, how many people is in this class? Robert,
4.
4. But I'm hearing a lady's voice.
That's Robert.
Robert, can you speak out?
I said, what's the function of the opacity?
Okay, all right. Now, like I said the opacity is transparency. All right, opacity is transparency, and I said opacity has two value. Just like probability of 1, probability of doing something is either 0 or 1. So if the thing did not occur at all, probably it did not occur, that will be 1 over what? 2. And 1 over 2 is the same thing as what? 0.5. Are you with me? Then in the background color, where is it now? In the background color, let me use the background color as a case study. I said when this opacity is 0, are you with me? When this opacity is 0, you can see that the background color is not there. When the cursor get to it, it disappears. So what is going on? It's not that it's not there. It's just that I faded it out. Do you understand? I faded it out. So when I turn this one to 1, let's say I turn this one to 1, and I put my cursor there, you see that the subscribe button still remains what? There. Alright, so the value ranges for what? 0 or 1. So 0 is for not showing, 1 is for what? Showing. Is that understood now? So what if I want to make it to be what? To be transparent. I will just get any value in between 0 and what? 1. So if I say something like 0. What? 5. If I say something like 0.5 and I put something here, are you seeing that the red is what? Is fading away. Are you getting it? It's fading away. So that is the work of what? Of opacity. Do you understand that now?
Yes, sir.
Robert, do you understand that now?
Yes, sir.
So that's the work of what?
Mr. Emmanuel,
Yes, sir.
sir, looking at this, the site where we are getting the buttons from, their tweet is a little bit bold.
Okay. So what do we need to do? We have to add another property there called font width. Okay. So where is it? So let's add font width. It's a good observation. So for you to make it bold is font width. So if I store it, are you seeing that it's not bold now?
Yes, sir.
So I'm giving you guys something to do for me here. I want you to have a smooth transition on the tweets. Okay. I also what's going on here, man? You are good. All right. So let's continue. So we want to
Wait,
do
sir,
yes, sir.
by smooth transition, like when we are writing it, the is, are we to put smooth or is still the same thing?
You can put is, but it's still the same teacher. Is or no is, it's just the same thing. Still the same thing.
Okay, sir.
So let's quickly look at another thing again before we call it a day. So let's go back to the another website, to that same website, and see what we can actually make do with. So let's see how we can create. Let's see how we can create something like this. Please mute your mic so that it will not affect your the record. You know, I'm saying it now. So let's see how we can create something like this. We want to create something like this. So for looking at this now, this one is a YouTube button. This is a write up, and this is a write up also. So let's just do that below the button. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Because of this now, we have to look at how do you bring image into your environment. How do you bring image into your environment? Okay, this is not saving.
Sir, it might be an icon, that's why.
Okay, so I just have to go and get a Google, or probably let me snipe it because I really want to use it. You can also go to Google and get your play. That's a play icon also, but let me just snipe it because of this class. Alright, so I'm going to save it inside the same directory. So I'm going to create a folder here called images. So I'm saving it there. Let's call it play. So you can see that the type is coming as PNG. All right, the other button that I will still need to make use of again is this guy here. This is like an Apple icon also. So I'll see save this on too. All right, so let's continue. I've got it what I want. So if you are looking at this now, this is an icon, Abby. This is image. So if you are bringing image into your environment, the element you use is called what? Is img. All right. So you now move to where your image is located. My image presently is in images. Then I have to go towards play. So if I save this, you can see that this play is showing here, kind of. This play is showing here, kind of. And let's assume that I give it a class. Let's give it a class, so that let's say the class name is going to be something like it's going to be something like a play hyphen words img, play hyphen words img. So the reason why I'm bringing this class is because I want to customize it some kind of. So I'll Ctrl Z, I'll copy it. So I'll go to where I'm putting my styles. So let's use, since it's a class, I have a dot there. This, then the width 50 pixels. Now let me explain something about images here for you guys. 50 pixels is too much. Now image is the property, every other property you have is relevant in image, but the most relevant one is the width. All right, if you want to get a perfect image display without losing the quality of your image, please always give it a width. Do not give it something like a height. Do you understand? Do not give it something like a height. By the time you give it something like a height, you will make that picture to lose its property. It will now be blur, or whatever way you can call it. So for this picture, I don't want this image to be here. I want it to be this part. So I will turn this thing to a display. I'll call a display property, then I will call block. So I will have to explain this block now. What is block? A block element, we have three kind of four, is it three? Yeah, 3 or 4 kind of display. We have a property display for block, display for inline block, display for what? For inline. That's 3 of them. When a property is said to be a display of block, it means that you are saying that that property should occupy the entire horizontal space of your browser. It means that when this guy is here now, no other item can come here, despite the fact that I have some white space here. This particular button, I have enough space here. I can't drop any item here. Whatever item I try to drop, it will go down. So by default now, the default alignment, by default, you know, this is heading, Abby. The heading and the paragraph element, they are regarded as block elements. But by default, the image element is not a block element. That is why you notice that when I put in this image, it was showing here. The image element is an inline block element. So what is an inline block element? Inline block elements, you can put these items side by side themselves. All right, they don't occupy the entire horizontal space of your browser. So what I now did now was that the image element that is an inline element, I have to convert it to a block element using this particular property of block. Please, is that concept understood? Hello?
No, sir. No,
Yes,
sir. Please, can you come over it again?
Okay. Now, I said something. I said elements are placed on the browser by block, inline block, or inline. Now, a block element are elements that occupy the entire horizontal space of your browser. A block element are elements that occupy the entire horizontal space of your what? Of your browser. All right. Now, you notice that when I brought this image inside this environment initially, this image was appearing here. All right. That's because by default, the image element now, this is an image element here. All right. The image element by default is inline block element. Inline block elements are arranged side by side themselves. They do not occupy the entire horizontal space like your block element. But I now said that I don't want this particular play button to be, I want it to be down here.
Recording is
I
on.
want it to be what? To be down here. All right. So that every other item will come down. So I have to convert this particular image element, which is inline block element by default, to what? To a block element using this display property. That is what I just did. That's why you notice that it's coming at this other at this other space here, at this other point here. So now I'm not going further. I said some elements are block elements. Some elements are block elements. A good example of elements that are block elements, the heading element is a block element, paragraph element is a block element. And I demonstrated it. I said, if I inspect this, so that if you put your cursor here, are you seeing that despite I have hello world is a small word, but I can't place something here. Do you understand? I can't place any item. If I try to place an item here, it will bring it down. That's why you notice that this is coming down. Everything here, they are all what? Block elements. Do you understand now? So block elements, they occupy the entire horizontal space of your words, of your browser. Is that okay now? I think that's Victor.
Yes, sir. It's clear. It's clear now. So sorry. The one that can be placed side by side. What do you call them? I
Inline,
understand block element now, but
inline,
okay, inline elements.
inline block elements.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Then the inline element you were talking about, inline element are element that is inside inline block elements. Don't worry, I just want to I just bring it in because of this I'm looking at. That is going to be a topic for next class. So, but since I have just said it now, at least you are familiar with it. In case I bring it up again next class, you understand it better. All right. Can we continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
From my end.
All right. So this is what we are trying to clone now. We are trying to clone this here. Now, Talking Tech AI with Google Words, CEO Sunday Words, Sunday Picture. So the last word was Google, right? The last word here is Google. After Google, it comes down to what to Sunday Picture. Anytime you are cloning, you must get the exact effect of what you are doing. If not, you are not a good front-end person. All right, because when you get a job from client will say, okay, can you get me something like this? So it is when you understand this basic concept, you can actually achieve that. So let's continue. So this one now, I'm going to bring this on as a paragraph using paragraph word element. So my paragraph element is my P element. I'll paste this one word there. So when I paste it there, I hope you know why this one is showing this color. Who can tell me that? Let me give you that. Let me give you room, please. Let's communicate. Why is it showing this color on my end here?
You already use CSS to style it.
To call that paragraph, Abby. And remember, we use the element selector. I think it's up there. Look at it here. We use the element selector. So I'll have to overwrite it. Sorry. So for me to overwrite it, I have to give this one a class. So I'm going to give it. Should I use ID or class?
Use class.
All right.
No, so I use ID because,
So that will be
or
familiar
you,
with
if
you.
you use class now, we'll use ID for the second one
Okay. Okay.
because there
But
are other things we're going to have to type.
no, no, it doesn't matter how you can have a program that is class or true. You can have a program that is ID or true. It doesn't matter. The reason why I'm missing class and ID, I want you to understand both concepts.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let's say I give it ID of video. Let's say this is the video or title. So remember we said when we are calling this our ID elements selector, we have to get a what hashtag, Abby. So we have to have hashtag. Is that no hashtag? Hashtag my ID name. Then my curly brace open and what? Open and close. So I don't want this thing to be telling me this. I don't want it. So okay. So I'll have to change the color to be black. The background color. The background color should be black. All right, because hey, is it background color now? A big color.
No, sir, it's going to be color.
But I don't want the font weight to be bold, so let's remove that. The margin top. All right, leave the margin top, no problem. Then I hope you know we understand what this margin top is all about. The space between this place and this place. But the margin bottom, all right, not bad. Then the last word here is Google, but my own is having all of them, so I have to use width to what to make it come down. So if I give it a width of 250 words pixels, let's see what I'm going to have. So you can see that when I give it a width of 250, when you get to the last spot, it dropped down. Are you there? I get to the last spot, it
Sorry,
dropped
Yes,
down.
sir.
sir.
And this part
Sir,
then,
what
yes.
if so? Sir, what about when you decide
Hello.
to use the HTTP tag to do this under HTML? Will it still give you the same effect?
You can use H3 tag, but you now use CSS to style it. You still have the same thing. The CSS is just the main thing, then not even the tag now. Are you good?
Yes, I said if you did HTML.
Hello. All right. So the next thing is to bolding it. So let's call font weight to bold it. So I'm going to call font weight bold, so that it will be thick. All right. Don't know. I need to also call font size. All right. I need to call font size, so that let me give you a font size of 16 pixels.
Sir, it's already there.
Okay,
Below color,
it's already
18
there.
pixels.
So let me give you 16 pixels. All right. Then the next thing, please, oh, this one they are using a font family. So the font family, let me put area. Let's see if that will be okay for me. Area. Yeah, this is better. Now, if you look at this thing very well now, you notice that between talking and CEO there is a space, all right, which is bigger than my own space presently. Are we together? Between talking and CEO there is a space which is actually bigger than my own space presently. True or false? So for me to get this effect now, the property in CSS is called line words height. The property in CSS is called what? Line height. So if I give it a
Line height.
yeah, I give it a line height of something like, let me make it obvious that you see the effect first. Let's say I gave it something like 56 watt pixels. Are you seeing that the space is too much, right? But I think that one is like 24 pixels or so. Are you seeing that this one is now more closer to this one that they have here? All right, this my button. Let me increase the size. Let me give it 50. Let me see what 50 will produce for me. 50 is too much. 40 unko? Yeah, 40 is still okay. Please, are we good? Are we
Yes, sir.
okay?
Excuse me, sir. Please, can you expand this your HTML, sorry, your VS Code a bit? Can you close this other button where you're having a folder and the rest, so we
Okay,
can see the code very well. Thank you.
okay. All right, thank you. All right, now let's move to the other one, which is this one that they have here. All right, 3.4. So I can see handle this with paragraph elements. I can see handle it. Let's call the paragraph element. So I pass this value inside there. So what I'm going to have here now, this one, I'm going to give it a, let me give it a class now, since I've used ID there. Let me give it a class of video stats. Yeah, video start is not bad. So I'm going to copy this my video stats. Copy my video stats. I have this here. Now my video stats now, I gave it a gray color. I hope you know what this one means. It means that the color on the text, the font size, I gave it 14 pixels so that it will be small. The margin top now, you can see that is minus 15 watts. Minus 15 watts pixels. Let me explain that minus 15 pixels to you. Let me explain that minus 15 pixels to you guys. Now, we all know that margin top is the space on top, right? Hello. If I not put minus, let's say
Yes, sir.
I said let's say 20. You can see that the space is more than the way it is before. So now I am going
Yes, sir.
against the flow of the margin top. I get it, just like you are going in a reverse direction. So I have to put a negative what value there. So that's what it took it what up. Is that understood? So the margin bottom that you see here is a space down there. I've not added anything there yet. So that's what this one is doing there. All right. Please, is it understood?
Yes, sir.
So the next thing I'm going to do now is this guy here. Copy this, which is that will be the author, the person that is making that publication. I can see handle that with my paragraph words elements. So my paragraph elements, I'm going to give this guy a class of not video start now. Let's say video words author.
Watch investment.
Video
Watch investment lójú méjèèjì.
video words author. So I have to go to my environment, to my style. All right. Put a dot. I think I need to mute this person by myself. That person that is causing that noise at the background, you will affect the recording of this class, because some people will know, they will know, it will not be clear to them. Please, when I ask you to mute your mic or mute your mic, that's when you mute it. So this is the video author. Where did I put it? The class. All right, this is the class. Something that I need to get it done here. Yes, the color is not black. The color should be gray. It's just like the video starts. Now, let's see something here, because it's just like somebody repeating class. Somebody repeating a class. Okay, you are repeating a class that you've written before. So this one should actually be gray, not black. So that will give me what I have there. Then the next thing again, that the font size 14 pixels is okay. Margin top -10, you understand that. The margin bottom 20 pixels, no problem. Font weight bold, I don't need you, because it's not going to be, it shouldn't be bold. So this is what we now want.
Excuse me,
Yep.
Mr. Mazda, please, can I get your attention?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, sir. So, I'm the guy who just joined today, and from my conversation with my success, I think she said either your class is HTML class, but I noticed it's CSS.
We are doing HTML and CSS together. Look at it. This is HTML here now. This is CSS. We are just telling what we
Okay.
have inside the HTML and CSS.
Okay, so you're trying to clone this. Which of the site are you cloning?
We are cloning this page.
Okay.
This page.
Okay. Because she was saying that one of the classes is HTML, another one is CSS.
Okay, this is how it goes. All right. HTML is the structure of a web application, of an application. The beauty of the application, like this red you are seeing here, all those kind of different kind of
CSS.
coloration is CSS. So you can't do HTML without CSS.
Okay. Sorry, I may still need to ask because I registered for the full stack software class, software development. Is this one? Are you the person anchoring the software class or the web development?
Software class is for Python. Then if you are doing full stack, we have full stack web software. We have full stack desktop software. So this is also a full stack web software.
Okay, no problem. Because one of the persons also have the class was clashing, although he shifted into it.
Okay.
So I just want to know if I'm at the right place.
Okay. And you can still go back to her when you are done with this particular HTML, because our class is going to span from HTML to CSS. Then after CSS, we enter JavaScript. When we are done with JavaScript, we now enter React.js. That's the flow of this class.
Okay.
So if that is what
Thank you, sir.
if that is what you're opting for, I've told you how we are moving this class to achieve what we want to achieve.
Okay, sir.
All right. The rest of us, I hope we are good. The rest of us hope we are good.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the next thing we have to look at this one here now. This one here, talking tech and AI. So let's get this right up. I can still handle it with HTML element called paragraph words elements. Paste it there. So you notice that the flow is going longer than expected, because the last word here is Google, but my last word here right now is driver. Abi? So I need to use my width property to adjust that. So but before I begin to do that, I first of all need to put a class. Abi? Let's give it a class of video words video description. Let's give the class of video description. So I'm going to copy this class. Go back to my environment, to my style environment, dots, because it's a class. Then I have my stuff here. So what is going on here now is the color is black, the font size is 14 pixels, the margin top -10, margin bottom -20, which is understood. If there's any question, let me know. Then the width is 300 pixels, the font family is Arial, the line height is what, 20 pixels. But what these people have here, they have what, Google. So I have to reduce the width to be something like 280 so that we're able to get what they have. So are you seeing that I have what, Google there? Then the I think this is almost the same thing, just the same positioning of what that one is, what that one is, what is actually what having. All right, the color I'm going to give this one is too dark. Let's use the primary color, which is the RGB. Please, are you people with me? This place is silent. RGB.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 96. Please, I told you guys about the color mixture last class. So 96, if I say 96, 96, it's still gonna be gray, but it's gonna be give you a lighter variety of what, of gray, which is almost the same thing with what we have what previously. So that's what I have for this particular section. I think I'm close. Remember, I'm writing it inside the same page. So I think I'm close. All right. So now there's a setting space here. Then they now have the what they call it now, the Apple Watch icon. So that Apple icon, I will still need to use what, the image what, HTML image what element to handle that. So we have to go to images according to what we have. Then I'm going to what, apple.png. So it's going to show itself here, but because of my style, I think I can leave it like this. Yeah, because of my styling and because I want to move it down, I have to bring in it to inside the what, bring a class. Let me use ID here. So please, you can use classes all through, but for learning sake, let me just be mixing them together. So Apple Watch iWatch MG. So I'm going to copy this. Go to my style environment. Since is what now is an ID, I have to use what, hashtag Abby. I'll get my my Apple. So the width is 100 pixels. That's not good enough, so I don't think I need this property of width. Okay, then the display is block. All right, I hope you know why it's blocked, so that it will be standing on its own. Okay, then the margin top is what, is 20 pixels. 20 pixels is not good enough because this one, the space between this one and this one is more than what I have. So let me increase this one to something like 50 pixels. 50 pixels, will it be good? Okay, I think 50 pixels is reasonable. The space between here and here is what we are looking at. I think I'm okay. So the next one now is this last guy here. There's something that is tricky here, kind of. You see this one? This is not. Some of you will look at as if this one is what? Is an hyperlink, anchor. This is not anchor. All right. This is what we learned from over effect. But I'm going to explain to you how they were able to achieve this. Are we good? So first thing first, let's get the text out. I'm going to copy this. So I will first of all get a paragraph element of it. So I'll get the paragraph element of it. So I'm going to give it a class of Apple text. A class of Apple-word text. So I have something like this there. So it means that I'll copy this. You can see that the flow is just one flow. Okay, if you understand the flow, it will be easier for you. All right, but please stay with me, because at the end of towards the ending of the class, I'm going to do something to make this code neater and better. So Apple text is not bad. Now this is Apple text. There are some things I don't need here. I'm just using this AI to make life easy for myself. So the background color, let me use the background color of the button. Abi, will that be good enough? Or let me just get my own background color. So the background color for this Apple text, where is it? Let's